Hello everybody and welcome to a very highly anticipated mod. It is finally out on ModHub. It actually came out yesterday and it's by Black Sheep Modding. It is the LIEBHERR 902 pack, and what we're going to do today is just have a very quick look at it and see exactly what it has to offer. Now what you'll notice here is there are actually 4 machines plus many attachments over there. There's actually only 2 machines, but there are 2 variances within each one. So we've got first of all the 902 just here with the wheels. The differences between these two is one of them has no front support and the other one does, as you can see here. So it's totally up to you which one you want to choose. Obviously the front support adds an extra certain amount of money to it. I'll just show you in the store. So if we go over here, you can see this is the one with wheels, the 902. The other one is an R902 with tracks. But yeah, you can have standard, which is obviously no extra cost, £95,000. But then you have the Forestry edition, which adds £500 to it. The other one has a front support. So that is basically the difference between them. You can see this one has no front guard on the windscreen. This one does. So essentially this one is the one with all the extras. It's kitted out with everything, Forestry, front support and everything. This is just standard. But still, looking absolutely fantastic. Let's jump into it. So if we just start the engine first of all. Sounds very good. I don't know how well you can hear it in the video. In fact, I might have to turn the sound up just slightly. Let's just see. Yep. It might still be a bit too quiet. But yeah, we've got the arm just here. Obviously you can rotate like this. If I use the Satix side panel instead of a mouse, it's probably going to be easier. Although I don't think it's set up. Left control Z. Yeah, I think that is actually going for a different control of the supports just here. So I'm still using the Satix side panel to put the supports down. And yeah, so we've got the back one just there. And the other one just over there has both. So there we go. Press Control Z again. It's back to arm. So yeah, we can do everything. As you can see. Everything you need to. A beacon. See inside the cab just here. Very good visibility. If we just zoom into these controls here, you should get a better view. So you go, there's the dials. Speed, RPM, diesel fill gauge and also engine temperature. And you can see they're all working. We then have different lights just here, all lights up with the headlights, which is very nice feature, and it even reflects the colour onto the dials. You can see it's getting brighter with the headlights on. Hazard warning lights. There you go. And everything else is things like fuel, engine management lights and all that kind of stuff. We also have a boom camera for better visibility. You can see the hydraulic hoses running up the top. And then back to here. We'll turn the lights off though. They don't actually need to be on. So let's jump into the next one. Obviously this is the same one, just with the extra features I mentioned. And we have, it's not actually interactive control as such, but if you use the middle mouse button, you can open and close the door, which is a nice feature. And you can control the speed of that depending on how fast you move your mouse. So it's dynamic speed control. So again, I'll just show you the features here. If I just press Ctrl Z, I can put the stands down. Even weight distribution. I'd say it probably is better to have the one with all the stands, but it's up to you. You have a reduced visibility with the front guard, but obviously essential for the forestry environment. And then if you look at that, the wheels are totally off the ground. So that is the LIEBHERR 902 with wheels and all of the kits available for it. So I'll switch the engine off. Let's go over to the tracked version. In a minute I'll show you all the attachments as well. So I think it is exactly the same, it's just it has tracks instead of wheels. But your preference. Oh, nice sound effects on the tracks, very nice. Yeah, that is decent. Love the sound effects. I suppose the difference is the one over there can probably go on the road. and I should think it's faster too, whereas this one would have to go on a low loader. So we can do 5 miles per hour in this one. Let's just see what we can do in this one over here. 14, so yes, it is quicker. Just start the engine once again. There you go. So it is more than double the speed. Almost 3 times the speed. Which could come in handy for quite a lot of people. Anyway, it's nice that the option is there. Look at all the different attachments here. Fantastic. Again, this is exactly the same as the one over there, but the difference is, with this one, we have the Forestry kit on the front. I'll just find it on the store page. So you can see the R902, and you can't choose to have the stands for this one. It doesn't actually have stands at all. That is a big difference to it. But just have a close look at it. Very detailed. It's going to be a nice addition to a farm. Very nice. I think it would be good for the forestry, but at the same time, it has different attachments for different jobs. So firstly, we have the leveler just here, which could come in handy. I'll go to the store, just keep showing you it on here. The leveler is £3,000, and yeah, you can see levelers are used to move chaff and silage and level the heaps in the silos. Clearly a lot of weight in one of these things, so it's going to be a lot of use when it comes to compacting silage and other jobs. Anything you want, really. Really universal. We then have the log grab just here. Sorry, just gone here. The cut W900. So not only does it grab the log, but it also cuts. I think we do actually have a separate log grabber too. Yeah, we do, log fork. So I guess you could use that just to grab, but I think it is primarily used to cut. You can see the nice sharp blade just there with the sharp tips. And yeah, it's not cheap, but it would be very useful. £3,500. We then have the wrapped bale handler just here. So you can actually not use a telehandler at all if you don't want to. You can stack your bales with one of these 902 excavators. We then have quite a beast of a machine just here. We've got a stump grinder, or a stump cutter as it calls it. You would not want to get in the way of that. That is going to do some damage. But I guess that is exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to rip those stumps out of the holes, out of the ground where they don't need to be. Where a tree has been previously felled, most likely by you, with the same machine. But yes, the wrapped bale handler is £900, the stump grinder is £4,000. We then have a universal bucket, but there are actually 2 variants of this as well. So the 2 variances are, can you see? Yep, one has teeth, one doesn't. Both have different uses, totally up to you what you want to do. If you want to grade, probably better to have this one. If you want to dig, probably better to have this one just here. And if you want to know the prices, well, the prices will vary. £1,200 for the standard bucket. With teeth, it adds £150. So actually, the price is fairly generous. We then have the log fork just here. But we do have 2 different log forks. There's one, there's the other. I don't actually know the difference between the 2. I think one must swivel. We'll attach it to the machine in a minute and we'll find out. So here we have the shovel. This one is just basically a shovel which will allow dirt to fall through, or water. Maybe good for clearing wet areas. Whereas this one has grain compatibility, so you can actually move your grain with this if you'd like to, or topsoil or whatever. Again, we have another shovel just here, and the same grain compatibility with this one. I showed these in the store. So shovel, 2 different prices. Again, I can't see the exact difference between them, but I would assume that one is a swivel head and the other one isn't, but we're going to find out in a second. Let's discover the difference between them. So this one first of all. I did a really bad job at lining up there. Whoops, I think I attached it on the wrong side, but not to worry. So, does it swivel? Is this the swivel head? I'm not entirely sure. That opens and closes it. We then have the middle mouse, which is for the door. Left, which is for the cab. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, that one is. Yeah, sorry, it just glitched. I think it's because I picked it up wrong. But yeah, there you go. All functioning correctly. Could be a really useful tool. So yes, I would then say that the one over here doesn't swivel. But we'll soon find out. Picking it up from the correct side now, which is good. Oh, it does swivel. Wow. Okay. If I was to take a wild guess, I would say, actually, looking at it, it allows it to sort of pivot. You've got a bit of play in it. You can see it sort of spinning on a ball joint, which looks to be quite useful, especially if moving a lot of logs. But yeah, there you go. You can see that's all working. You can, I think you can rotate them all. Yeah, they all rotate, which is nice. Right, we'll drop that off. I'll just try the other one and just see if I can actually get it to have play. I don't think it will. I think that is the difference. Yep, there you go. Much more rigidity. It doesn't swing at all. So that's got to be the difference between them. But all very well modelled, very well made. And yeah, going to be nice to use. Right, next we have the shovels. I only need to use one because they're obviously very similar. Go for this one just here. Just a very simple scooping action is required for this. It actually would be very useful, this, for the mining map. Mining and construction economy. Could come in handy. There I go, just knocking everything over. The clumsy person that I am. We then have, I guess you could say, some even more interesting things. We have the tree cutter, which I'd like to go and use. I'm actually going to cut a tree down. Very destructive, but yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, so we've got the wrapped bale handler just here. Almost got it aligned. That's it. So yeah, you can do your precision bale loading. And I guess the thing which is really good about this is you can go really high if you'd like to. You can make a stack way up here if you're good at the controls. And higher. You can go even higher. So that could be great fun. Making a really high wrapped bale stack. In fact, we could even put it on the roof. Not that it's designed to do that. Next we have the tree cutter. I guess I should just look at the leveler first actually. Does it fit to the front of the machine? It does. So that could be just good to have on the front anyway. Whatever job you're doing, you never know when you might need it. And obviously it's on here at the moment, but I think we can also fit it to the tractor version. So if I just drop it off, I'll try and transfer it and just see. And you could also use it as a support as well, as we don't have the stands for this one. Anyway, to finish off, we have got the tree cutter. Really looking forward to this one. I'll have to drive it over to a forest or something. Maybe just a tree. There is a tree here. Okay, as I mentioned, it does require a certain level of skill to be able to use a machine like this. There we go. So let's go and do some destruction. There is a tree here, like I say. It's just, I don't know. I think it would be a bit too destructive. Let's go and take a tree down in the field. Like over here. But yeah, the good thing is we can drive on a road with this. Still not the fastest vehicle in the world, but you wouldn't really make an excavator like this a supercar. Just useful for getting about fairly quickly. Right, so there is a tree just up here. Let's go and cut it down. Got to say though, I'm very impressed with this pack. In fact, I was very impressed with it in the very first video that Black Sheep Modding published, and I can always remember reading all the comments about it months ago. People saying, "Oh, when's it going to be out? Because it looks so good." And finally, it is out. But like I've said in the past, it's always worth taking your time and getting a decent mod out instead of rushing it. But I don't know the reasons behind it taking a while. We've cut a tree down. What else do we have on here? Yeah, that's good. Really good. Let's cut another tree down. I'm feeling destructive today. Certainly make short work of it. Nice stuff. One more. Let's go and cut another tree. That's got to be a sharp blade. This is going to be so useful in the future. So yes, if you would like to download this, you can do. I'll put the link down below. Again, thank you so much to Black Sheep Modding for sharing your fantastic work with everybody. It really does transform the game. Black Sheep Modding stuff, in fact most modders' work is very good, and yeah, the game would not be the same without the modders. It would still be a very good game, but it would not be half as good. I'm in the mood just to go and do a bit more destruction. We're going to try out the Stump grinder, just here. This is something I've got to use. We'll go to the same stumps, but this time we're going to obviously obliterate them. They're also good at off-roading. Right, let's spin it up. This should go well. Right, the first stump is just here. Oh, it just munches through it. Hot knife through butter. In fact, it just ate the entire tree. Tiny bit left. And it's gone. Let's go for stump number 2. Look at it go. Throwing the wood chips out everywhere. That is a monster. There is a tiny bit left of it. Just a very small bit. Get it finished off. And it's gone. So there we have it. The stump grinder as well. Another extremely effective and fun tool to use. So there we go. The LIEBHERR 902 pack by Black Sheep Modding. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.